So for many years, I believed that dating was just a matter of luck, that either you were born unnatural, and in that case, you were pretty good with women naturally, or you were pretty much doomed because either you were born an introvert, or you were born timid or shy, or you just didn't have that aptitude, right? You didn't have that ability to seduce women consistently. And maybe you've been told the same thing. Maybe throughout your life, you've been told that you just have to be yourself and that when the one will come, then she will come. She'll come at the right time, you know? You just have to wait until the right one comes for you. And one day it'll happen. You don't know when, you don't know why, you don't know how. But yeah, you know, one day fate, destiny, circumstances, the stars will align for you to meet that woman. I heard so many women say to people like, don't worry, you know, it'll happen when you least expect it, you know, just don't chase it, don't try, don't pursue it. It will come, you know. And this is all Disney movie garbage, okay? This is probably the number one lie that's keeping billions of men sexless, without any girl, jerking off to porn, and not having any options. And the thing is, if you don't break out of this mindset, what's gonna happen is you're gonna stay stuck, frustrated, and you're gonna keep watching other guys get the girls you want. Now, today I'm gonna break down why this belief is total BS and what you can do about it and how to get the power back and actually get a ton of options without wasting your time. Now, just to give you a bit of context for you to know where I'm coming from, a few years ago, I was also struggling with dating. You know, I didn't have a lot of girls, a lot of options. I didn't know what to do, what to say. I was pretty confused. I was wasting a bunch of time on dating apps. My conversations were pretty awkward. I didn't know how to escalate things. Like, even if I had a date, I never felt like I was the guy in control. I felt like it was just a matter of luck that either, you know, she's really gonna like me and it's great, or, you know, then I'm fucked. I don't really know how to build that attraction, you know? And at some point I was so frustrated because I was getting some dates, you know, every single week or two, but these dates would never close. Like, I would just have the date, have the conversation, and then I would never see the girl again. And at some point, I remember I told my roommate, like, bro, like, what am I doing wrong? Like, what's happening and stuff. And the guy told me, look, man, I mean, you can't really control these things. You know, it's like, you know, either it happens or it doesn't. And, you know, at first I accepted that idea. But then I was like, you know, there must be something that some guys are doing right for them to be able to pull girls and have sex consistently and be able to have that abundance. Like, there must be something. There must be something I can learn, you know. I'm pretty sure, because I've seen them. I mean, I've seen guys who were less good looking than me, who had less going for them in many, many ways, but they were always pulling, always getting the girls. And in my head, I was like, okay, these guys must be doing something right. Like, there's probably something they're doing that I'm not doing. And so that's when I started immersing myself in the games. I started reading books about it. I started, you know, diving into some courses online. I started, you know, really seeking any piece of information that I could get my hands on when it came to seduction, dating, success with women, all of that. And then I started noticing something weird. You know, something I noticed is that a lot of the guys who were super successful with women, they weren't the most good looking. Like, they were average, to be honest. And I've seen this over and over. Like, the guys who get girls consistently, they're not the richest, they're not the most good looking, they're not the smartest, they're just normal, you know? And actually, the guys who have their whole lives together, most of them don't get any girls at all. Over the years, I've seen hundreds of guys who have millions of dollars, who are jacked, who are extremely smart, but they were struggling. And that's when I realized that dating is not a matter of luck, it's a matter of skill. So dating is a skill set. Everything in life is a skill set. If you're not born shredded, well, you can grow the muscle. You can go to the gym consistently, adopt the right diet and routines, and get jacked. If you aren't, born with money, well, you can learn the skills of, sales, marketing, personal branding, all of that, and make money online or even offline. And if you're not good with women, same thing. You're not just born a seducer, you become a seducer. And actually, a lot of the naturals that I know have this, this glass ceiling of success, because the thing is, they rely so much on girls coming up to them and having it easy, that they haven't really developed the skills to be able to become a chooser. Oftentimes, naturals are just the chosen ones. Like if a girl likes them, okay, cool. They're naturally, talkative or whatever. But if a girl doesn't come to them, then they don't really go up to girls. The naturals that I know, they're not actually good at cold approach, at them generating, attraction from the get-go. Like they're good at converting that attraction once attraction is already there, but they're not really good at, building that attraction from scratch and them going up to that woman cold. And so naturals, usually they have this glass ceiling of success where, if they're chosen by the girl, or if they have the kind of the situation that allows it, because the girl is inside their social circle or whatever, then yeah, they're good with that. But if it's a random cold approach with a random stranger that they don't know, most naturals will be capped. Like they wouldn't be able to do it. However, a guy who isn't naturally good with women, but who worked on these skills over the years, who has developed those abilities to just, convert that stranger into a romantic partner from scratch with the skills that he learned over the years, that guy is going to beat the natural at some point. That guy is actually going to surpass a guy who just relied on his innate abilities instead of developing those abilities over time and proactively, studying those seduction skills and becoming a student of that skill set. And it's exactly the same thing with working out. I remember, back when I was in high school at 13, 14 years old, I had classmates who looked jacked. Like naturally, they looked pretty jacked. They had a really nice body morphology. I don't know if you can say that in English. They had a really nice body type, body shape, naturally, just the way they're built. And these guys, unfortunately, some of them didn't work on their body or on their physique over the years. And some of these guys I know now are actually fat, but they grew up with a really nice physique, like naturally. But because they didn't work on that for many, many years now they became a bit fat. And now they're just not really in shape. Now compare that to a guy who maybe grew up a bit fat, but then went to the gym for 5, 10 years, worked out every year, 3 times a week, 4 times a week, 5 times a week, took it seriously. Well, that guy, I can guarantee you, is going to surpass 100% the guy who has the innately good physique, right? And this is the same thing in every skill, okay? And with dating, it's the same thing. You got to keep working on it. Otherwise, at some point, you're going to be surpassed. You're going to be outpaced by the guy who worked on it. Now, the moment I realized that dating was a skill, that's where everything changed. And when I mean everything, I mean everything. Instead of waiting for luck, or instead of, letting women pass by without me trying to approach or trying to do anything, I was becoming proactive. I started studying it. I started taking it seriously. I started creating folders on my computer and really studying every facet of the game, from the mindset to the body language to the style to the verbal communication aspects to the online presence to social circle building to like everything, and even going into spiritual stuff, Like you can go really deep the rabbit hole when you want to study this field, okay? It goes very, very deep. You can go into, you can discover things about yourself or about life that you probably wouldn't have expected before. And if you don't take the time to study seduction, female nature, psychology, and all of that, well, you're going to be surpassed by the guys who do. And what you discover is that a lot of the principles you learn in dating are actually very, very, very applicable to sales, to business, to making money. I wouldn't have made the money I've made so far if I didn't learn psychology and dating and all of that, to be honest. There are so many things about, frame control, about, just how to present yourself, about how to showcase your value and how to, just communicate the proper way that makes a huge difference in business. If you don't know these things, you're just going to be, walked over, or you're just going to be crushed by the guys who know these things. And you can 100% tell. I mean, when I talk to guys in networking events or even guys in my day-to-day life, there's a huge difference between, me talking to a guy who knows these skills and me talking to just an NPC, a guy who, just doesn't know these skills. Like there's a tremendous difference. You can see it even in their eyes, in their awareness, in the way they conduct themselves. Now, I remember after studying this for months and getting a bit of results, I started going out consistently and actually filming myself approaching women every weekend. Like every weekend, we would get our cameras, because I bought a camera back in the day, and we would go out in the street, approach women, and just like talk to them, sometimes make out with them within, 5 minutes of talking with them, even less sometimes, and just having a blast, just going out, filming ourselves in field and actually seeing on footage how we would talk to women. Because seeing yourself on footage and just hearing yourself and seeing how you move, etc., gives you a lot of awareness as well on how you talk. It's like, when you film yourself on camera like I'm doing now, and then you look back at yourself, then you can really pick up on a lot of subtle things you do in your micro expression or how you speak, and then you can tweak that over time. So back in the day, we used to record ourselves approaching women, in the street, etc., and we would look back at the footage and analyze it and pinpoint exactly what we did right, what we did wrong, and how we could improve the next time. And that gave us a huge amount of awareness, and that allowed us to improve every single week much, much faster. So I highly recommend doing that in the beginning. And this is why, a lot of my clients, I ask them to actually send me recordings of their approaches. A lot of clients send me recordings of them approaching women, and then I hear back, I listen to what they say, and I listen to their tone, I listen to how they say it, because it's not just about what you say, it's also about how you say things. And then I break down exactly what they did right, what they did wrong, and what they can do better the next time. And that allows them to progress much, much faster. And after a few months / I would say years of me actually putting myself out there, learning about seduction, reading all the books, watching all the material I could find online, and taking a bunch of mentoring programs, courses, coaching, boot camps with other coaches, I started getting amazing results, because you just start understanding how everything works. Like once you understand how everything works and you actually understand the anatomy of attraction, I would say, I like to call it that way, you can manufacture attraction whenever you want. Like you can just talk to anybody, talk to any girl, and be able to know exactly which buttons to push for her to start getting attracted, for her to be invested in the conversation, and to want to talk to you more and to want to date you. There's actually things you can do in the conversation with anyone that would make them more invested, that would make them more attracted, that would make them more compliant. And what I found is that seduction is both an art and a science. You can learn it in a scientific way, and you can know exactly which buttons to push to be able to build attraction and to be able to just date any woman you want. But it's also an art, because once you understand what to do and how to do it, and you understand the principles behind everything, you can make up your own art. You can make up your own conversations from the get-go without relying on a line, without reciting some pickup line or whatever. You don't need that. The thing is, a lot of guys, they think, oh, I'm just going to recite the line and then the girl is going to like me. No, it's not about that. It's about understanding the psychology and the principles behind the things you say so that you can say anything you want 24/7. But the things that you would say would, would fit into those principles, would allow you to build attraction. When I talk to a girl, I'm not reciting a line. I'm not just having my script and just reciting it. Yes, there's a few things that I say over and over just because those things work and, I just adopted that way of communicating. But there's always new things I can say because I just understand how it works, And so you'll see that for yourself. If you actually study this, you'll understand the anatomy of the conversation so well that you'll be able to make up your own stuff 24/7, and it becomes fun. And that's what we call it game. Game is fun. It's game. It's playful. It's fun. It's witty. It's teasing. It's just such a blast when you can go out. Like actually going out is one of the most enjoyable things now because whenever I go out, I get the opportunity to just meet new people and know that I'm gonna make it work. When I go to a nightclub, I don't have to guess or I don't have to kind of stress over what I'm gonna say because I know for a fact this will work, because I've done it so many times. And when you've done it for so long, you can understand all the patterns. It's just pattern recognition. You can understand exactly what would work, what wouldn't work, and what to avoid, and just the right things to say and to do, because you've done it so many times. And humans are humans, guys. Whether you're in Thailand, in Bangkok, in the US, in Canada, in Europe, like I've traveled in more than 40 plus countries. Humans are humans. Women are women. Female nature across the world is attracted to a few things. And if you understand those few things, and if you do, if you behave in a way that would, elicit these things, then you will make a woman attracted, and it's pretty much universal. So once you understand those things, you can actually travel the world and have this skill set. You can carry on this skill set with you. This is something that nobody can take from you. Once you have that skill, nobody can take it from you. Your money, it can go away. Someone can screw you over. The bank can close your accounts, whatever. But that skill, that seduction skill, those abilities, nobody can take them from you because once you learn game, that's it. It's in your head. You can't just unplug it. Like you have it, and you understand it. And that's what's beautiful about it is that nobody can take that knowledge from you once you have it. And once you see it and you understand it, then you can't go back to your old paradigm. Once you tap into this new paradigm and you understand things that 99% of guys will never understand, then you'll be a different person forever. And you won't go back to your old ways at all. I love this quote by Ralph Waldo Emerson. I don't know if you heard it. It says, the mind once stretched by a new idea can never return to its original dimension. And it's so true because once you tap into a new paradigm, then you just can't unsee it. Once you've seen the truth and you've seen what works, you can't just go back. You understand the world from a new lens now. You have this new lens. That's it. And that's what's beautiful about the game is that once you learn those seduction skills, you have them for life. And of course, if you don't practice or if you don't talk to any girl for months or years, you're gonna get a bit rusty. And it's a bit like driving a car. Once you know how to drive a car, like you understand, the signs and this and that and all the little details about how to drive a car. Well, even if you don't drive for many months, well, yeah, you're gonna get a bit rusty maybe when you drive again. But then you just know how to drive, it just takes a bit of practice and then you know how to drive again. So it's kind of the same thing with dating. Like once you know, so that's what's beautiful about it. Now, let's talk about the 3 biggest mistakes that are keeping 99% of guys stuck. Now, mistake number 1 is thinking that attraction is about luck instead of skill. And the way you fix that is by learning the fundamentals, learning about female psychology, learning about what it takes to be in the top 1% of guys, learning about attraction, about body language, about a verbal communication, about how to position yourself online, because now online is very important as well. All these things. And once you understand that, then it's not about luck anymore. It's about skill. Now, mistake number 2 is not putting yourself in situations that would allow you to meet women consistently. And the way you fix that is just by going out more, by approaching more, by putting yourself out there more. Because once you learn how to approach women, then I can guarantee you it's going to be fun for you to approach women. You're going to want to approach women. You're going to look forward to it. It's not going to be like, oh shit, I have to approach women. It's going to be like, I get to approach women. And this is a mindset you need to take on for life, actually. It's not like, oh, I have to go to the gym. I get to go to the gym. I love going to the gym. So it's kind of the same thing. Now, you need to approach more women. Most guys, they don't have enough volume. They approach maybe one girl a week or even less. And then they wonder why they're not getting dates. And then they only swipe on dating apps, but most of the girls on dating apps are either flaky or just not worth it. So they end up just jerking off and not getting any girls at all. And so you got to fix this. You got to have more consistency. And the way you get consistency is by fixing your mindset and by having integrity with yourself and actually approaching women when you know you should approach, even when you don't feel like it, because discipline is doing what you know you should do, whether you feel like it or not. And you got to have that ability to just fuck your feelings, do it anyway, and just go for it. And you got to approach more and put in more volume. I think every guy, if he's serious about approaching more women and getting dates, every guy should approach minimum 5, 10, 15 women a week. Now, mistake number 3 is focusing on the wrong things. What I mean by the wrong things is focusing on money, looks, status, instead of developing real social skills. Yes, making more money is going to help you. Yes, being more good looking is going to help you. Yes, raising your status is going to help you. But, if you only rely on these things and you don't develop the social skills, then these things are just going to attract the wrong women. You're just going to attract gold diggers, women who are there just for your money, and women who are going to take advantage of you. And if you really want to attract women authentically, women who like you for you, not for what you have, then you need to develop real social skills. And this is one of the mistakes that I've seen with guys that I work with. I have a lot of guys that I work with that are very wealthy. I have a lot of guys that I work with that have, an 8-figure net worth. And some of these guys, they're really, really struggling because they're not actually getting any girls that are with them for them. Like they're just there for their money. And funny enough, a lot of these guys pay for prostitutes, although, they're pretty good looking and have some money. And it's pretty sad, but it's the reality. And the thing is, you don't need to be a millionaire. You don't need to be rich to get girls. I was getting girls when I was broke. You just need to develop those social skills. You need to develop those communication skills and be able to adopt the right mindset about it. You don't need to be perfect. You just need to be better than 99% of guys who are doing nothing. Because most guys, they're not doing anything. They're not even watching those videos. Most guys aren't even aware that they could change their identity. Most guys think, okay, I'm born this way. That's it. I can't do anything about it. Maybe one day a girl is going to come for me. Maybe one day, I'm going to find my soulmate. Otherwise, yeah, that's it. And this is why most guys are stuck. This is why, nowadays, 1 in 3 guys aren't getting laid at all. Like most guys are sexless. Most guys are just struggling and addicted to adult websites. And it's the sad reality. And starting today, I want you to start mastering attraction, mastering seduction, viewing it as a skill because it is, and really becoming a lifelong student of that skill. Because that's what it takes. If you want to get good at anything, you got to become a lifelong student at it. Even till this day, I'm always learning new things about seduction. It's not like, okay, that's it. Now I'm teaching this. Oh, I'm better than everybody. I don't need to learn, blah, blah, blah. No, at all. I still have mentors. I still have guys I pay to teach me dating. And these guys, I might be dating more girls than them. I might be dating hotter girls than them right now. But because they have more than 20 years, some of my mentors, they have more than 20 years of experience when it comes to dating. And obviously, when you date that long and when you had all those experiences, there's a couple things they know that I don't know, and I'm humble enough to say that. And you got to be that guy. You got to be humble. You know, so many guys have this ego, like, oh, I don't need to learn this. You know, why would I learn this? You know, this is just for weirdos. This is just for guys that, you know, this is a scam. This is whatever. Well, you know, we'll see. We'll see about that. You know, in a few years. You know, I'm always trying to learn and invest in myself in every area. And the guys who usually say that things are a scam or that everything, you know, can be learned by yourself are usually the ones struggling, because my mentors and the guys who are making millions of dollars that I know, they all invested in themselves in all these areas. So, you know, there's patterns. You know, success leaves clues. Now, starting today, I want you to start learning about attraction. I want you to become a student of seduction. I want you to master this and really immerse yourself into this, because this will change your life. This will change the way you make money. This will change the way you talk to people, to even your family, your friends, everybody. This will impact all your relationships. You know, business is just a game of talking to people at the end of the day. You know, everything is made of relationships. And if you can't master this aspect of your life, you know, it's gonna hinder every other aspect. So I hope this video enlightened you about this matter. I hope you enjoyed it. If you enjoyed it, then like, comment, share this with friends, subscribe if you haven't yet. And once again, if you want to learn how to meet, attract, and date high quality women consistently without wasting your time, you want to get 1 to 3 dates a week, or you want to get an amazing girlfriend in the next few weeks, then simply check the link in the description. There's a full video showing you my full method, and then you can potentially book a call with myself or my team, and we'll walk you through exactly how things work. So anyways, I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you on the next. Cheers.